The 49ers host the Kansas City Chiefs. And I promise you, if they stick to these 5 keys, they will be victorious. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Wayne Breezy. Hey, look, I got 5 keys to victory. I've been doing it every week. I tell you right now, listen, make sure you guys go to www.49erswebzone.com. You can read the article. It will be there for you. Make sure you share it. I don't care if it's on Facebook, Twitter, you name it. Share it, Reddit. Put it out there. Get the information out there. Your job, my job is to put it out. Your job is to share it. Can you do that for your boy Breezy? I'd appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get to these 5 keys to victory. Number 1, listen, control. And I'm talking Janet Jackson control. The 49ers need to figure out how they're going to control this game. I'm talking controlling the clock, controlling the clock, controlling the ball, controlling the you name it. They just got to go out controlling the you name it. They just got to go out there and control the game. And if they control this game, keep Patrick Mahomes to the sideline for the majority as possible of this game. They're going to come out victorious. Why? Patrick Mahomes, less opportunities, less time to make something happen. So many different things can go for the 49ers. All they got to do is make sure they sustain long drives, right? Number 1, sustain long drives. It's not hard. 49ers like to run 7 plays, 8 plays, 9 plays, sometimes even 10 plays and get touchdowns. I tell you right now, the 49ers need to come off and they need to start hot. And I always talk about getting into a rhythm. Well, if the 49ers can figure out how to control this ball, control the clock, control the game, getting into a rhythm early will help them go a very, very, very long way. Just control. It's simple. Look, Patrick Mahomes is going to get opportunities, and he's going to make the best of the opportunities. Doesn't matter how you limit his opportunities, but you want to make sure they're limited. That's what the Buffalo Bills did. They limited, and then they got a takeaway, to kind of come back on top and trump Patrick Mahomes. 49ers can go out there and do the same thing. Whether it's on offense, they're keeping them off the field, whether the defense comes on the field and they force 3 and outs. Either way, find ways to control the clock, right? Control the clock, score points. That's how you do it. Number 2, run it. Let me see if you can run it. Let me see if you can run it. You got to run the ball. The 49ers rushed 17 times for 50 yards, well below their season average. Well below. They have to go out there and run the ball. Look, it didn't make any sense that the 49ers weren't running the ball. They did go down by 2 scores. It did kind of change the game plan just a little bit. But Kyle Shanahan has to come out here and say, hey, we're going to run this ball. Kyle, there's no excuses. You got plenty of running backs. Whether you go with Jeff Wilson Jr., whether you go with Tevin Coleman, you can go TDP. You can go Jordan Mason at this point. Elijah Mitchell will be back soon. But the 49ers have to run the ball because running the ball will help them control the game. Duh. Just run the ball. And look, it's okay. It's okay if you only get 1 yard to carry, 2 yards to carry. It's okay if you don't get the big home run. Just don't go away from running the daggone ball. We all know the benefits of running the ball, right? For the 49ers, running the ball doesn't just give you first downs. Running the ball is setting your offense up, Kyle Shanahan, for play, action, pass. That's what you want to see. You want to see Kittle over the middle. You want to see Brandon Ayuk out there catching those deep passes. Well, then you need to run the ball. Number 3, execute. Look, the 49ers struggle when it comes to execution. I don't understand how they have so much talent on this team and they can't figure out how to finish. Finish. Do I have finish him up here? I don't. But I wish that I did. The 49ers have to figure out how to execute. Look, there were 2 plays in that game last week. that were considered drops. Just two. Even PFF said there's only two drops. So PFF says there's two drops, then there's two drops. I would challenge them to say there was a third drop, because if you want to set up the second drop of the game, it happened from the first drop, which was Brandon Ayuk's pass. But look, they're not calling it a drop. I don't know. They must be calling it an incomplete pass or whatever. That means it must be on the quarterback, not the wide receiver. But I tell you what, Ray McLeod has to catch that pass. Charlie Warner has to catch that pass. Those are two drops. And not only the drops, you have to also factor in the missed opportunities, like the overthrow to George Kittle in the end zone. Yeah. Or the underthrow to Brandon Ayuk. If Jimmy puts the ball out in front of Brandon Ayuk and let him just go get it, it's a walk-in touchdown. These are missed opportunities from the offensive side. The defensive side, well, they didn't have any chances to create any turnovers. All right. Pressure wasn't as great as we've seen the pressure in the past, but they too, meaning the defense, they too missed out on opportunities and failed to execute. 3rd and 13. It's time to lick your chops. Somebody should be getting sacked. Why are we blitzing? It's 3rd and 13. Let them four go in and get home. If they can't get home, you got guys to spy. You ever heard of I Spy? Well, I'll tell you what, we know spy. We didn't spy. We didn't protect that containment on the outside. Mariota saw the outside crash in, ran up the middle, got like 15 out of the 13 yards he needed for a first down, kept the drive alive, led to points for the Falcons. Got to figure out how to execute. Got to execute on both ends. All three ends, too. Special teams was probably the best executed piece that we had out there. Shout out to the special teams one time. Speaking of execution, speaking of containment, we have to contain Patrick Mahomes. Listen, the guy is amazing. He is what he is. He's MVP, former MVP, All-Pro, probably one of the greatest quarterbacks, going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. It is what it is. That's what we're seeing. We're watching it right in front of our eyes. But guys, he can be beat. We watched him get beat. Matter of fact, he lost last weekend to the Buffalo Bills. But you got to figure out how to contain him. Listen, he's not going to get too many design runs. And so I'm talking about containing him when he decides to scramble. If anything, you want him scrambling up the middle. Don't let him get to the outside. And if he scrambles up in the middle, that's where you're going to have a linebacker, Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, DFF. One of you guys are going to have to make sure that you're containing or spying this kid, because you don't want him to get 16 yards on a 3rd and 13. You don't want him. No. Remember, we want to control the ball. And if you want to control the ball, you must contain him. Now, look, is he going to throw the ball down the field? Absolutely. That's who he is. Take away his number one target. Figure that out. Put Fred Warner on Travis Kelce all damn day long. Put another guy down there in that box. Let's go. I'll tell you what. The 49ers can figure out how to contain Patrick Mahomes. Let him do his normalcy and not that abnormal stuff that you see each and every week. 49ers can find themselves with another key to victory. And then last but not least, we have to be able to adjust. Listen, you ever had a plan and stuff just doesn't go according to the plan? Well, you can either ad-lib it by adjusting, or you can keep forcing that plan, and then usually the outcome just doesn't pan out for you. Kyle Shanahan and the rest of his coaches are going to have to be able to adjust. They're going to have to get their players in the right positions to win. If they find out or figure out how to adjust, they'll be just fine. Listen, Kansas City's going to throw you some curveballs, some sinkers, some sliders, and all kinds of crazy breaking pitches. The question is, how do you adjust to it? Now, do you want to get in a shootout with Kansas City Chiefs? Absolutely not. We don't have a gunslinger. Oh, wait a minute. Or do we? Or do we? I watched Jimmy gunsling it out with Drew Brees. Why the heck can't he gunsling it out with Patrick Mahomes? Look, figure out ways to adjust. Take what the defenses are giving you. If it's screen city all day, you screen city all day. If the defense figures out that you're screen citying it all day, then you start taking your intermediate routes, your deep routes down the field. But don't forget to run the ball. I tell you what, guys, it's been a pleasure giving you these keys to victory. I'm your boy Wayne Breezy from 49ers Webzone. Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to my nitty gritty crew. Shout out to John Chapman and the 49ers Rush podcast. Everybody out there that's watching, I love you. Stay up, stay faithful. Keep it nitty gritty, baby.